And we are live. So, welcome back, dearly beloved, to Rape and Pillage the Game. Where, yes, Vikings. We have them everywhere. We've got an abundance of Vikings. Too many Vikings. So many Vikings. Vikings who have had ample time to putter around back home, back in the village, to do their nonsense. I've learned some rights. I've done some drinking and some shenanigans. Lord, the shenanigans. Some socializing. The tale singer has recently told a cautionary tale as far as complacency goes. Oh boy. There was at least one fucking hella side-eye happening during that. And at least one really, really proud face. Fucking stares at Astra. Fucking stares. But you have been gathered again today. As tends to happen by this motherfucker. Y'all are ridiculous. So you have been summoned forth. You've been told there is this strange new settlement that is in one of your more distant... Okay, it might not technically be your protectorate details. Meh. It's an area that you visit annually. Take a bunch of shit. Sometimes you trade a bunch of shit. But mostly you take a bunch of shit. And yeah, they have noted that in recent years there has been some building, there has been some more settling. There is now another settlement of some persuasion. The Guardians don't seem to necessarily recognize it as anything especially significant, but you are going to go, and you are going to see what it is. Measure it up, see if it is something for potential raids. If so, fucking slash and burn. But all in all, to gauge the value. And thus, you will be set off, at least temporarily, on a boat. With your kin in attendance, as they do, enthusiastically. Though, for what it is worth, there will be at least a brief meeting of minds before you are, in fact, on a boat. Because Dite, boy, does she have some news. So, at some point or another, as everyone's packing up, as everyone's getting their gear, as everyone's loading the boat, Arn is getting pulled aside. Well, as soon as, during one of those pauses wherein his wife detach from her surgical attachment to his side or hip. It's a problem. She's like a lamprey. You really have to pry her off. It's some work. But yes, at some point or another, and the other packmates will perhaps see, Dite just kind of like snags him by an arm, pulls him around a corner, as everyone is hyped up, getting on the ship, chatting, talking some good shit. The Skolson brothers are shoving each other again.
Of course, as Arn is pulled around the corner, away from the obvious sight, he will smile warmly at his theurge, his favorite theurge, yes, and put his hands on both hands on the side of her head, just kind of clamping it in front of him, and he'll lean down right in front of her. Today, did you manage the task I set forth?
Oh, most illustrious Alpha, I have. I feel your fears were misplaced. Man, does she look amused.
Just stares at her, blinking, just like, then tell me, woman.
Your wife is already with child, Alpha. She has been. There's a point. She'll be showing within a turn of the moon.
He lets go of her head and his arms raise there. And today, a celebration is in need. When we return from raping and pillaging, of course, but Yes. Yes. Yes.
For what it's worth, Maya looks decidedly smug and has been for a day or two. And to be fair, has been no less enthusiastic all the same.
Well then, Dite, we must make this a most triumphant raid. If it is to be a raid, of course.
If indeed, my alpha.
For we have obviously been blessed. Kill them all! Spill the blood!
We shall see, Alpha. Gives
You
him
mean we shall
a
see?
hefty pat on the shoulder. Was that the instruction we were given?
Oh, no. But if I get a chance to, better believe I'm going to take it.
I have no doubts.
But until then, I shall sit and wait. With bated breath to be unleashed.
I'm sure you'll find something to distract yourself with. Another pat on the shoulder.
I'm sure I will. Smiles.
And with that, Dite will slip back around the corner, trotting along at her usual, just fairly pleased stroll, with a new array of little baubles and gifts and whatnot. As seems to perpetually change. She does like them kinfolk, and they do like her back.
Yeah, they do, you dirty bitch. Oh.
And she goes ahead and loads up onto the boat. You will note that the lot of you will be the only pack going for this, apparently, seeing as it is more scouting than anything else. They don't see that you have the need for Sane and her pack mates.
Yes, scouting. What is this word of which you speak?
Yeah, once the other two get back from the alleyway, they're like watched from the Watcher of Doom, standing at the bow of the ship, just watching the two of them.
Of course, as soon as he sees his dearly beloved, radiant sunshine sister, maybe not, he will make his way up to her and is she sitting or standing?
Standing, like a sentinel, watching you two, watching.
He swaggers up, sticking his chest out. It's like, yes, look at me, I'm N. You could see it, the swagger in his walk. So he puts his arm around his shoulders and kind of pulls you in, and you just get that full musk of wet dog as he does. Sister, I bring fantastic news.
What is it, brother?
Oh, it is but a secret for now. A very delicate secret.
I see.
Would you like to know?
Indulge me.
You know my wife, Maya.
Yes.
She is with child! He exclaims to the boat.
Congratulations!
You must keep this a secret for now.
Oh, a secret, you say? Oh, well, I'm sure that we all will keep this secret, won't we?
Astra just gives him the look of you just literally screamed. But then the Terminator eyes will zone in on the wife, You're letting her come on the raid even though she's with child?
It is only a scouting mission, sister. She will stay at the boat.
Are you going to tell her that?
Of course I am.
Well then, by all means, inform her now.
I'm not going to inform her now. I shall do it. I know not things to be done, of course. We have important business to take care of. Loading the boat. Getting it out to sea.
The boat's already loaded. Everyone's waiting for your command, brother. But if I was you, I would inform her. Slight smirk of a smile. Otherwise, she might just do it anyway.
Nothing would make me more proud. Well, in fact, sister, you are not me. I am me. So therefore, I shall tell her when I am ready.
Astrid just takes a sigh and just pats her on the shoulder, like, okay.
Excellent. So, are we moving this boat? Let us move. We have scouting to do.
Sits. Cuts up some meat. Death stares everything that is
Krar!
to move.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, Krar? Most important task for you today, tonight, whenever. What time of day is it?
What the fuck?
Oh, well, sailing across the Baltic. Well, wait. I actually have a question. Is the settlement we're casting off from in the Baltic or in the Atlantic?
I'm assuming the Baltic since we went towards Germany.
Yep, we will be going Baltic again.
Okay, so we are in the Baltic, and about what modern day country are we going to? Let's pretend it's...
I was planning for we're going for Germany, albeit a bit closer to home.
Germany.
Belgium.
You are legit just going down the coastline. You've stretched a little further into the Baltic before. This time it is actually very, very close to where, they and Denmark meet.
Okay. Well, in that case... Oh, yes, well, I'm sure that we will be there shortly. Of course, I do imagine that we would have to play it very carefully. After all, there are many more Fenrir there. Perhaps ones which will try and take our glory away from us.
Exactly, Krar. As he just grabs him by the scruff of the neck and lifts him up to his height. So I have the most important task for you, my little Ragabash.
Oh, of course.
You need to be on top form, Krar.
Top form?
I think you can handle it.
Okay, so what's your master plan this time?
My master plan this time. As you see, we are going to look and see what they have before we raid. Therefore, we know exactly what we're up against.
Oh, of course.
Excellent. Of course, being the quickest and the smallest, you will do excellent at this. And he just dropped you down, pats you on the head.
Of course. I would be honored to look.
I'm glad. Fenrir would be proud.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sure he would be.
And then we spill all the blood. If there were, of course. Excellent. Is everything in order? Are we ready to leave?
They have shoved off just for the sake of pushing things right along.
Excellent.
Kinfolk have finished the back pattings and the congratulations to your lovely, just sparkling wife. Look at her glow. And have found their places and begun rowing to get you out properly into the water.
Aaron scratches his beard as he sees them all patting her back. How would they know such a secret by now?
God damn.
Side eyes Krar a little bit. Like,
to be fair, as he yelled it, there was cheering.
Look.
But
what happens inside Arn's head stays in Arn's head as he side eyes Krar slightly.
Arn, why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, no reason, Carl. I was thinking how excellent you're going to be on this little task I've set for you.
As Krar turns, he's met with the stare of death.
No, wait one moment, Astra. No, wait one moment. I will be perfect for this task. I will show.
I'll be watching. I will be watching.
Oh, trust
Always.
me. I know you're always watching, Astra. With those wonderful blue eyes. Yes. So smoky.
Get the fuck out.
No.
Oh, God.
Sits there, eating meat, watching everything. Everyone.
Oh, my lord. All right. You set off at the ass crack of dawn. It is not a long trip. In fact, you get the distinct impression that the only purpose of making such a show of taking one of the ships, this is one of the much smaller boats, for the record, is simply because it is faster to tack the wind than it is to go even by horse.
Mhm.
So you will tack in. In theory, you have your location and navigation and shenanigans, though I'm very tempted to make you roll to see if you are far off course.
Krar will roll his intelligence survival if you would like.
Sure.
All right.
Do please.
As soon as I reopen
that.
Discord.
I can do that. Yeah.
You guys
So
can
could
do
I.
that.
I think it would be better if I didn't.
I would love for you to, though, Tom.
Yes. Why not?
2 successes.
Allow me to open up a party van of Vikings.
I have more dice than Astra for this.
I'm a Galliard. I had to prioritize certain dices.
4 successes. Yes, I know exactly where I'm going. Craw, you fucking idiot. This way.
Shut up! You don't know anything. I got 2 successes. Fuck you.
Oh, God. Let me just check and see if they grow fast. You ridiculous motherfuckers. Scrolly. Ugh. Oh, Lord. Okay. Good things to remember. 101. That stuff. But yes, for the love of God. Somehow, Arn must have been paying attention today. Because even he is able to correct somewhat to find you guys, not only make sure that you're got the right bearing, but in fact helps find a distinctly safer portion of the shore to pull up your boat. And so naturally, the whole process happens. Kind of crash into the shoreline, everyone hopping off, pulling that bitch up onto the sand. Because anchoring is for big boats.
What time of day is it?
I'll say you're getting on towards you're into the afternoon. It's not so early that you couldn't feasibly wait for dusk if you really wanted. Especially if you wanted to settle down, eat, and all that stuff. But it is to the point where you have the option of getting a good look in proper daylight or wasting some time and lurking. You do have your bearings. You can kind of see off in the distance some of what was being spoken about. You can see where the land has been actually worked. In fact, more than anything, at least from this distance, you see agriculture. You're seeing tilled fields. You're seeing stuff like that. You'll occasionally see like the little bouncing dot of like probably someone's dog bounding along, chasing crows. Who knows what?
Mm-hmm. Well, Krar is going to step out of the boat onto the shore and, walk up along the... is it a rocky or a sandy beach?
That is a good question. I imagine at least the portion that you're on is fairly sandy. because that survival roll was pretty on point. So you've got a pretty smooth landing area here.
Okay.
There's crags further along.
In that case, Krar will step onto the sandy beach and just look back. Okay, I'm going to enact Arn's glorious plan. All of you should stay here while I scout ahead and see what there is to raid. I mean, see. Giving a very obvious wink as he walks out toward the agriculture.
Astro kind of looked at her brother. Should we really leave him on his own?
Unless you would like to go with him, sister.
Dide offers something of a shrug. And is in the process of, with, thick leather gloves on her hands, taking the fire pot from the ship to the sand.
I'm going to look around the beachhead. See what I can see.
Dide will probably offer a, as you like, Raya. And once she's got this thing plunked thoroughly into the sand, is going to pull off one of her little baubles and flick it right into the little fire pot. So, well, Arn is latched onto by his wife because he did not declare he was going anywhere.
No, he's staying right here because he is Arn. He must wait for the call from his cunning plan.
And just because I'm curious, let us start with Astra. What are you checking out on this beachhead? What you doing there, buddy?
Looking for signs of fishing. Because we are fishing settlements, and along the coastline there are fishing settlements. She's essentially looking for where the fishing poles, fishing places are usually.
At least for the moment, for this particular span. Roll me some of that survival. See what you find.
Gonna roll an ancestors first so I get more survival.
Well, you could do that. That's a thing you could do.
I will. One success so I get more survival.
Okay.
What survival? What am I doing? Intelligence or perception?
Perception. Are you scouting in Hamid or looking around in Hamid?
Lupus. That's 2 successes.
Yup. And it takes a little doing. There's a good bit of beach here, and at least right here imminently, this particular span of coastline, there isn't a fishing settlement of any particular note right here. But as you get going along, you'll eventually find an area that looks trodden, and as you're following them down to the another small span of where it's properly sandy, there's a good cliffside there. You'll find where there has been some foot traffic, but it doesn't look like anything considerable. There's maybe 1 or 2 small fishing boats, like the kind of thing a person could singly row out. Maybe 1 or 2 people. You'll see some nets in the boats. But it's definitely not any impressive span. This isn't like a large fishing communities thing. It's, if anything, with the path leading back up towards that settlement further inland, you imagine that they do some fishing here, but it doesn't look like it's a huge part of how they supply themselves.
Noted. Now I know what they're supplying themselves with.
Yep.
And she'll come, kind of almost begin to trace back, like Arnold see her like pat along back and Lupus as she shifts up to Hamid. They don't fish here anyway. Not exclusively.
You think they sustain themselves straight from the livestock and
The land, probably.
just nods to himself? Yes.
Means that once we go in and if there is anything to raid, we should concentrate on the livestock.
Yes. Cripple them.
Or If we're looking to settle and expand, this could be a perfect ideal place to use as an outpost. Just
It
climb
could.
back up on the boat.
And either way, they sustain themselves from livestock. It'll be the first thing they go to defend.
Precisely. Now that I know. Nods to herself. She shoots that through the packling to Krar as well.
Fishing villages. Well, what is Krar seeing?
Especially as Krar is getting up the way towards this area. He's seeing a lot more agriculture than anything else at first blush. There are definitely fields that have been worked. There's, someone out with trying to get in that last row or two with the who knows what. Say watering. Got a guy with the buckets on the stick.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Just been to the well.
Yep, that guy. You see like him. And of all things, you've got that. You've got not a ton of livestock, but you will see this kid, since he's pretty distant from the main stuff, out in the proper fields. Got kid some sheep. Not a massive flock, but a flock. There are plenty of lambs. It looks like, again, this is looking very much like something that is fairly fresh, fairly new. They've got the sheep that they came there with, and that first, year's worth of lambs bouncing around. And for what it's worth, he will. Let's see how he do, because I assume you're just walking up the path.
Yeah,
Find it.
all I am is just walking up the path.
Let's see. We'll give him some decent, because he's got to be watching fucking sheep, and they are rock stupid. You really do have to watch those things. So we'll give him a good pool. And he does, in fact, spot you coming up the path. And let's see. Gives picks up his crook and kind of gives it a wave towards you, and then calls back towards, the one or two dudes you can see out in the fields trying to get that last bit done. You'll note they're all dressed very similarly. In fact, I imagine Krar is a little more well-traveled and a little more well-educated. So this is looking more and more like monks.
Monks, you say?
I do say.
Katie, are you telling me that these men potentially are Christian monks?
I might, in fact, be telling you that they are wearing some of them their monk habits out in the fields. The kid is obviously still young, but the rest are definitely there's some monk habits out there.
I see.
You do see.
Well,
with your eyeballs that are so close to the camera.
My eyeballs. So you Katie, I don't think you understand what you've just done.
I don't.
So,
I don't even know. How could I?
Krar will. Well, how close are the sheep to this monk?
Oh, he's being attentive. They're nearby. He'll let off a whistle as you're getting close, and the accompanying dog that is just kind of part and parcel for most shepherds comes whipping around, circling up a little bit.
A dog, you say?
I do. I mean, the dog doesn't seem especially interested in you, not yet. You haven't gotten but so close.
Right. Well,
this dog is thrilled and enjoying his work.
I hope so, because as soon as I get close enough, he's not. Mark of the Predator or whatever that is. Anyway, so Krar is going to call out in. You say that we're more in Germany, right?
Yep.
He's going to call out in German. Oh, hello! How are you today, sir?
And, the kid calls back, "Good evening, sir." And, takes a glance after the dog as he shoots off after a stray lamb that is doing what lambs do and being obnoxious and being way over there.
Oh, of course, of course. Well, Krar, since he has his opportunity, is going to go up to this this boy, with a rather bounding step as he goes close enough. Hello, boy. How old are you?
13, sir, and offers out a hand.
13. Oh well. And of course, Krar will shake his hand, making sure to keep the other one out, so the kid knows, hey, I'm unarmed. I am a nice guy.
Look at you. I mean, after all, what ill business could you have coming to a place like this? They're so peaceful.
Especially when you are a monk. anyway, Krar will say, so tell me, boy. This land is so peaceful. Where are the Lord's men to guard you?
The Lord's men, sir? And he kind of, I assume he'll gesture off to wherever the nearest whatever is. We're not so far.
Oh, excellent. Well, it is good to know that you are well guarded. I couldn't help notice. Surely you are not of the cloth.
Oh, not yet, sir. But my family, we're not doing so well. So my folks gave me over to the monastery to work here for the Lord's blessings.
Ah, yes, the Lord. Statistically, Krar has a point of science.
Mm-hmm.
I thought science would be theology, if that is okay with you.
Sure.
Okay.
I imagine he's well aware of the fact that it is, if you can't give alms, there are families who, in very bad situations, will give their children to monasteries and whatnot. So.
Yeah. And everyone knows that only noble or only children of good breeding ever get super high in the church. This guy probably gonna be like a friar or a monk his whole life, but that's
probably
okay. That's okay because he's doing the Lord's work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely has a more he's definitely from a low class, low family. He's got kind of that.
He has that look.
Way of speaking.
Yeah.
Among other things.
Well, boy, you certainly do have an air of the Lord's grace upon you. And
you think so, sir?
Oh, I do know. After all, I hunt vampires for a living.
Vampires, sir?
Oh, yes. He
even gets a little hushed because, he's a fucking kid. He's hype.
Right. Oh, but of course there are none here. But the trouble is, once you get the blood of the unholy upon your flesh, animals, simple things that they are, think that you are one of them. But of course, here I stand in the sunlight, bathed in the Lord's blessed glow.
Then he just kind of nods along like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Because, I mean, come on. He's a kid. Superstition is 90% of his shit, especially from a poor family.
Of course. And Krar will then proceed to quote something from, like the most simple passage from the Bible in Latin, because he knows Latin. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
You can tell this kid hasn't learned Latin yet. He may have picked up a word or two, but he's just like looking on, nodding like, oh, yeah.
Whoa, this guy is the shit, dude.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm afraid I must speak to your abbot. Where is the monastery in this region?
And yeah, he will point on past those initial fields to where you can see, in fact, there are, there is... It's not a large monastery. There's you can see where they're planning to build a larger structure probably planning to expand into something larger, but this is the beginning settlement. There are some larger buildings, but that truly big stone monastery that will eventually, in theory, come up here has not yet been built. And Krard can assess by looking around. They're probably not like there's not going to be some high member of the church here yet. There's nothing respectable to stay in. They're definitely solid homes. They've been here long enough to get good solid structures going, but there isn't even a proper monastery yet. This is probably mostly farming folk. Lower end like monks and stuff. The place is already a monastery, but definitely not a. This is not anything of particular note yet.
Okay. Well, Krar will look upon the boy, and he will say, "Boy, what is your name?"
Connor, sir.
Connor. Oh, Connor. May the Lord bless you and keep you.
Give me some primal urge there, buddy. Perception.
Primal urge and perception?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Oh, not a very good roll, but
That's okay.
2 successes.
That's more than enough successes. It is a very strange kind of pure breed. It definitely doesn't smell. This is not like Shadowlord. This isn't Get a Fenris. But the kid's got some pure breed. It's just very home and hearth. I don't know. Let's see. With your ridiculous display of fucking backgrounds. That is Border of Man. It's only a touch of it. He has the lightest amount. And Krar, in his experience, has found that it is very rare of them to have much pure breed at all. Mm-hmm. So he catches the hint, though, especially as he's turning away from the kid. The breeze kicks another way, and he kind of finally gets that little bit of, he's got this angle to his face. He's got a bit of this clinging to him. Got just a touch of that Borders of Men pure breed.
And this actually, so first he's like, and then finally he catches on and he's like, boy, you didn't even tell me that you were so blessed by the Lord.
Sir?
You mean you do not know? Oh, then it is not my place to tell you. But one day, boy, and he will put a hand on his shoulder. One day, boy, the Lord shall deem fit to have you do something like what I do. I can tell. It's written upon your soul.
And he's just like, whoa.
Boy, look upon me. I am not a pretty man, and that is how the Lord deemed fit to me. But you are going further than I ever will, boy.
You think so, sir?
Oh,
he's like
is
clutching
so.
the crook in front of him, like kind of excited, got the hands kind of twisting on it.
It is, boy. Now, whether you use that shepherd's crook to lead men or to ward them against peril is all up to you. I'm sorry. Hold on. I gotta laugh out of character. The ward man. Okay.
Ward them against peril, you don't say. Oh, God damn it. That was too on the nose for me.
So
and he just
Krar
looks
will
excited.
say his goodbyes and blessings and all that, and he will go up toward the monastery.
Yep.
On Packlink, he will say, Astra, Arn, Dieter. There is a good chance that these lands may belong to the Warders of Men.
You always think you can almost feel it in the pack link, like somehow she's beside you and her stare is right there. Like as you're walking, like, ugh. Like
Astra intensifies.
Arn sees it. Her eyes just like she's like mid, like probably like picking at something, and then next thing her head just swivels, like a creaky fucking staircase. Like, really?
And overpack link. Pure breed. Kinfolk.
Where?
White-haired shepherd. 13.
Is he close to the edge?
Toward middle. Too much danger. Will report more.
Make sure he comes to the edge and I'll get him.
As you wish.
Looks at Aaron. All you can see is the perfect specimen eyes, essentially. Do you know what I mean? It's just written all over her face, like, yes.
He smiles like, sister, I told you this plan will always work.
So, Krar will keep going.
You will, and again, it is very clear that these people don't necessarily expect hostility. There's a wave here and there in the fields, maybe a polite like "God bless you" sort of gesture,
and of course, and God bless you, and God bless you. I mean, even in the oldest days of the church, genders were segregated. Is this mostly like am I seeing regular peasants, or is this all monastery church land?
For the moment, this is you might see some villager type stuff, like even further beyond, away from the coast.
Okay.
But at least here, the better part of it is men and habits.
Okay.
There's probably the settlement beyond. I mean, he can probably gauge is probably the basis that they used to even get this far in building up the monastery.
Okay. So, Krar will keep going, and he will keep an eye out for like. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see guardian spirits across the gauntlet?
Not without looking across the gauntlet.
Well, I'm certainly not going to find any real reflective surface out here in the fields. Out here in the fields!
I mean, in theory, you could like pull a really well polished knife, but no, you're not going to find anything unless you find like want to look into a well or some like a stagnant pool of water, something like that.
Oh no, that'll be fine. Krar will keep going. He will keep going to the monastery.
He will indeed.
When he gets there, I mean, it should be something like, there will be. I mean, even with construction, there'll be a front entrance. It'll probably have a gate that you knock on.
Yep.
And then there'll be the little sliding wooden panel. Who goes there? Or some shit, so.
Yep.
Krar will wait.
Oh, yep. There will indeed be a sliding grate and a who goes there. There will be a pause as he looks out, realizes he doesn't recognize you, which is kind of strange. And then the who goes there.
This ugly man there, like
Ugh.
God bless you, sir. I hope I find you well today. I am a humble servant of the Lord.
It finds me well, sir. I hope it finds you well too, sir.
Oh, the Lord always finds me well. I am here to speak with your abbot. I am a vampire hunter.
Vampire, sir.
Indeed I am, sir. And I fear that the unholy may soon creep upon this land, and I will not let that happen, not while proper servants of the Lord dwell here. If you would like, I will roll manipulation subterfuge.
Please do.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's one thing to, fool a 13-year-old kid, but another thing for 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
You know what? He doesn't even have a high enough pull to do more than match it, so.
Well, let's see if he matches it. He's the defender.
Is he?
Is he?
No, you are.
Nope.
You
would be the defender.
He's trying to see to your lie, so you are defending against him.
You're a defender, yeah.
Okay.
Nope. He only has enough to match anyways, so he, kind of nods thoughtfully and takes it a touch more seriously than this wide-eyed kid, but mulls over it, turns around talking to someone, looks back out. So you say, blessings, sir.
Unfortunately, I find myself more cursed than I possibly could be. But that is not for me to decide. When I die, it is for the lords to decide. However, this land must be properly protected, and I know secrets which shall guard this land against undeath.
The fucking face, I can't.
I'm sorry. This is out of character.
There's this, wrong kind of steak, buddy. Unless it was a point. But there's a thoughtful nod, and again, some more talking, and finally, he says, just a moment, sir, and, the thing slides shut. You can hear him moving towards the gate, and sure enough, it'll move open. Yeah, Dark Age superstition is a bitch. And yeah, he will, in fact, open the gate to let you in.
And as soon as he does, Krynos form, and no, okay, so no Krynos. Krar will step forward into the monastery. I'm sure that this is like some kind of courtyard, am I correct?
It is. You see, there will in fact be a little flock of chickens that proceeds to freak the fuck out and do their little chicken hoppity flappity shenanigans, getting well away from you and the door. Yeah. And again, it's a courtyard. You see people moving about their business. There's a fairly large flock of chickens. There's some geese puttering around. You can see where oxen have been stabled. Not a ton of them, probably for labor as opposed to for eating. And yeah, you'll see off that away, there's an herb garden around the side where that door is. That's probably where the kitchens are. A pretty standard layout, really.
Okay. Excuse me.
There's smoke billowing up. There are wonderful smells.
Yes, there are. So, Krar will be allowed to, will allow this man to lead him to wherever the abbot will be.
And yeah, you will be led along. And do me that there primal urge again.
Ooh, okay. 2 successes.
That is enough to catch it. As you're being led along, and there are men going this way and that way. You'll catch a whiff again. Same pure breed. And you will spot this fella as he is moving from one building to another, pausing to give you a glance, a thoughtful one, but continues on as the source of the pure breed. Got a book in hand, big old book. After all, what would monks be without some illuminated manuscript?
Wait, he has a book?
He has a real big book.
Noted. So, Krar will be, surveying this place and its riches and its wealth. I mean, it is small, but it still should have something,
There are definitely some proper things set up for various saints. There's not like the big gem encrusted type crosses and stuff. This isn't a fully appointed monastery as of yet. Krar's a smart guy. There will probably be greater wealth here once the full monastery has been built and fully appointed. But for now, he can see that there are some points where there's a bit of wealth here and there. But it's wholly depictions of people. Even the statues are well made in good metal, but most of them at best might be gold plated. Like, this is not a wealthy sort of appointed place just yet. There's placeholders, as it were, until the full monastery is erected.
Right. Is there a lot of silver here?
There's probably a decent amount of silver. Like, not a ton, but it's definitely more affordable than gold. So there are probably some silver, like,
yeah, some silver
this and that.
goblets or something or another, candlesticks and that.
You probably, yeah, as you're walking, as you're being led past various points of worship, like, you'll see a silver idol here, a silver collection tray, or like a basin for water for, yeah, whatever the fuck. But not a ton. The things that they value the most are probably in silver. There's, again, something that looks like it might be gold plated, but it's not that is not the kind of handiwork you would see on a proper gold statue, etc.
Well, Krar is going to Krar will take this in, and he won't tell anyone yet. He won't tell Arn or Astra or Dita or anyone what's going on. He will first meet with the abbot.
And yeah, sooner or later he'll be led to, the office for the abbot. Essentially, he does have a, well, so-called office. And the better part of it, there are books here and there. And actually, as you're let in, he is looking over one with a little eyeglass, like looking over the penmanship, as it were. Because again, this is an open book with some illuminated manuscript. It is fine work, but it is him looking over and judging the craft behind the writing. Though he will kind of look up and.
Krar is going to be super rude right now. He's actually going to look at the finely illuminated book, and he's going to like grab the monk's habit and like wipe his dirty ass hands on them so he doesn't ruin the pages.
The guy who let him in?
Yeah, and he's gonna go up to the book and like look at it and just like, it's beautiful. And Krar actually will shed a tear as he's looking at this beautiful book.
Is this subterfuge or is this real?
This is real. This is Krar's real reaction. He loves books. Like, I am not shitting you. I should have brought this up, but no, he loves books. He's like the Globgo Gabgalab.
I don't even love you anymore.
I am the Krargo Gabgo Lab, the swabble double hobble hobble stab you in the back. I'm full of swimbo blibber kind. I'm definitely not a shadow lord. Shabba dabba lubba lubba bibble bab bab. Kill worm and cut off their heads. Okay. So
damn.
Krar looked at
after this musical interlude. Yeah, the abbot kind of glances up and is maybe a little startled that you've gotten so close so fast, but with a look can see that you're earnestly moved. And of course the one monk is like kind of looking at his habit like, oh, this is my life. But the abbot, you can
please,
read, sir.
I do read. It says here, Sanguinus Deus erate de pace. Just like, all the Latin shit that, I don't actually speak Latin, so that was all completely gibberish, but, just starts reading the book line for line.
And I mean, he's again, he is almost moved by how much you are moved by just seeing a book, and will at least be kind enough to turn it about and push it over so that you can read it more clearly. This is obviously fairly fresh work. The ink is set, it's been blotted, but this doesn't have the look of something that's aged.
It's so new. The last time I've seen a book, it was in Constantinople, and that was years ago. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Abbot. I should not.
He
get ahead of myself.
That's something of a doting look on. He's very pleased that you are so moved by this. Let's never mind that you can read it all, which is in this day and age something of market point, like particularly that you apparently can read Latin.
Oh, yes, and that is a very good point. He can't read Arabic or Cyrillic or runes of any kind. He can read Latin. So, anyway, I am sorry, Abbot. I came here. Oh, can I roll Primal Urge, or am I close enough to?
You can if you like. What are you looking for there, buddy?
Pure breed. One success.
You succeed. And you can tell that someone isn't, like, again, it's someone has been here, maybe, but the abbot himself does not have any pure breed at all to speak of. He is definitely an older man, big long white beard. Actually, I guess they didn't have beards. Did they clean shaven? I don't fucking know. But he's definitely an elder man. Very wrinkled. He has the look about him, though, like you can see in his hands and whatnot. He is someone who came from a working life. He probably, up until this group, like this settlement was put up, this is his excuse to move up to an abbot. Until then, he was probably doing more of the handiwork stuff, not high board.
All of the, I don't want to say scrub level stuff because a lot of this takes a lot of dedication. But
it's very possible that even
positions,
especially with his kind of gnarled, like you can see the arthritis in joints and stuff. It's very possible that he is a calligrapher himself, and he probably spent a very long time, if the glasses are any indication, probably spent a very, very long time peering over pages. Got that little bit of a squint going on as he has put the glasses down to stop looking at the writing.
I am sorry. I am here to discuss. My Christian name is Gabriel. I am here to discuss matters of the unholy with you.
It is a fine name, my son. A very auspicious name, and he very gingerly, finally, since you have decided not to touch the book, we'll gently pull it over and close it with a certain amount of respect. I mean, he's handled a lot of books, but he obviously is still leery of the fact that, it's still a book. It's still probably one of the more valuable things they have in there. So,
oh my God, take any of that shit out there. That won't even buy one of these books. Like, how do you think the church affords all of its goodness? Like,
yep.
Books are fucking something you don't get anyway. And Carl watches him put it away, like
just sets it off to one side of the desk. It's not gone. It's still there.
So okay.
The unholy, my son. We are simple men. What could possibly be attracted to a place such as this?
As I have said, Abbot, the unholy. I am a vampire hunter.
And why don't you roll that there, buddy?
Okay.
The abbot is a little more
he's a little more weary of these things.
He's also a little more like world-wise. He's been around a while.
I wish. So that's only 3 successes.
That empathy score, though, he sees through. And he kind of looks up and he finally stands and holds out one of his, his kind of gnarled hands, palm up, for yours.
And he will show his hand.
And he just sets the other on top of it and goes, my son, there's no need for such theatrics. If you need a place to stay, we have room. Y'all gonna lose your ragabash.
Y'all gonna lose your ragabash. 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 I will do you a favor, Abbot. I am not a kind man, but I am a reasonable man. I am a terrible person, And I have actually been captured recently by wretched Vikings who have made pacts with the unholy themselves.
If you need sanctuary, my son,
Oh, I am going to provide you sanctuary, for you see, they have forced me to scout ahead, as it were. And I am willing to tell them that there are no treasures here worth taking for the mere price of one book. Just one book.
And he's kind of taken aback. And again, you get that kind of looking at where he's kind of assessing the statement, much as with the vampires hunter stuff, but since it is true. And he
Abbot, my very being here has corrupted this place. Allow me to show you. And he will pull the other guy in, put him in the corner, close the door, and shift down into a wolf.
there will be comical panic. As they fling themselves, like the poor guard is still a normal fucker and like kind of initially throws himself back and then throws himself between you and the abbot. The abbot has like hit the back wall and is crossing himself and beginning to pray.
And he will shift back up to Homid.
Only if he's sharing. I assume he's not keeping an open link.
Are you?
Honestly, I'm not keeping an open link. Krar never keeps an open link. Only when he needs to. This isn't one of those moments. This is why Astra hates Krar so much. He never shares.
That's why she's so fucking suspicious of him.
Yes, it is. It's why Arn doesn't like him either. Anyway. Here it is. So Krar comes back and he's like, "Now, Abbot, do you believe me?"
And there's some bumbling. This poor old man, you've practically given him a cardiac event. The poor guard that you've pulled in is, I mean, guard is kind of an illustrious term for this poor fucker, and he's torn between trying very hard to keep an eye on you and getting the abbot to sit down and just breathe, and here's some water and and the abbot is kind of stammering, but finally being, my son, surely we can cleanse you of this curse, surely with God's blessing. And
Krar just takes the book and puts it inside his shirt. Abbot, your monastery shall be saved one way or another. Not by God, but by me.
Thank you, my son.
And on Packlink, Krar will tell them there is nothing here of value. I will bring the pure breed.
You see, sister, this plan worked.
Are you sure? We sense the order of men here. Is that one of their settlements? Because he did say that. He did say there was order of men were here.
Yeah, the Warders of Men, they're here.
Yeah.
I told you.
And
Pure
comically, as you have taken the book, he's like, please, we have silver. You could take that with you. They're the only, valuables we have, besides our books, our poor books. And I mean, he doesn't really protest you taking the one after that display, but, he's trying to kind of offer, like, take these things and go. We have no need for these trifles. We wish to be left alone and to ride in peace.
Oh, no, it's the Wars of Men. Okay, let me think.
And it's just like no valuables. None at all.
She'll turn to her brother. They are the Warders of Men.
Mm.
We should send them a message of Fenrir might to leave their settlements unchecked.
on assumes the thinking position.
I mean, stop with the eyebrow waggle. That's what she's been told.
He scratches his beard.
It would be a message for those wretches.
Message. Spilling their blood would not even give a Fenrir or even twitch of the nose.
The latrine intensifies, staring.
Dad, let's see. Let's roll this guy a chance die. Yep, that's good enough. And finally, the abbot again. He's very much this whole time because he can't see or hear your pack link. He can't tell that you're talking to someone else. And as the appeasing goes on, he finally, from his own pocket, provides his. God damn it! Why is the word suddenly escaping me?
A crucifix?
Yeah, his rosary, and he actually very possibly as a gift, as he gained rank, it actually has gold and whatnot. It's probably the most valuable thing he owns, and he produces that and presses it towards you, like, please give them this and tell them to leave.
Ooh, I will give them this. This should be a nice little offering. This will be enough. Very well, I shall go. Thank you for your time. And thank you again for the book. I love books. And Krar shall stride out, thinking to himself, I'm a king, I'm a king, I'm a king. The other Shadow Lords would be so proud. Oh, just kidding, I am a Fenrir now.
Meanwhile, back on the boat,
Go ahead.
Aaron has finished his thinking position. He rises. Dutay, what do you think of this?
And that's cinematic. Whoosh. And Dite has been feeding into the fire every so often, bits and bobbles. This is what she always does with the things she is given by the kinfolk. Is sooner or later they end up sacrificed to Fire Drake. And she simply looks up with the kind of gold glimmer in the back of the eye. If there is nothing of worth, there is nothing of worth.
Asher's like, put on a tree in the background, essentially.
Just freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, it's just staring like, I want to burn this in the
There is
name of
nothing.
Fenris!
There's nothing of worth, Dutay. Then do we send the message? What do you think? Your wisdom is needed.
Do we know if there is a pack attending this place? If there are kinfolk, surely there are those watching over them.
Krar wasn't specific.
There's kinfolk and there's livestock. Plenty of it.
This is being conveyed over the thing as well. Like her comment is echoed just to make sure that that Krar hears it so he can confirm or deny.
And Krar will ping back. Not enough livestock to be worthy.
Narrows eyes, looking out of the field.
Does
And
the
he
same.
will then reply back. Next year, we will come again and scout ahead. 3 years will be enough.
Narrows
year,
eyes,
maybe.
looks at the field, intensifies. They're getting
More
their crops
glory
from
after
somewhere.
1 year.
They're not
Even
getting their
more in 3.
They're not getting their crops from fishing. Must be getting them from livestock to be able to manage.
Oh no, there's fields and fields of crops.
Yeah, he's
It's
just looking
very-
at she's looking at it like,
Yeah, fishing not so much. It's very possible that they are subsisting mostly off of agriculture. Not so much livestock. You guys, like I said, you're seeing there. He has seen a very small flock of sheep, and he has seen a lot of chickens. But there's definitely not a severe number of livestock. He hasn't even seen but 1 or 2 horses.
I have devised a new cunning plan. Smiles.
Stares out at everything, like, just keep staring, listening.
We'll send a message and alert them that we will be back. They might have worthy blood for us to spill.
What message is that?
Blood Eagle.
Which one?
Meanwhile, Dite is over here going, if you snip the vine or pick the fruit before it is ripe, you gain nothing. Flicks
No.
another bauble into the fire pit.
But if you feed it fresh horse manure, it will grow stronger, more fruitful.
She's just looking over like, really, bruh? That is essentially the expression. It's the I'm not gonna stop you, but meanwhile, they will probably hear the bells. This is not I mean these are church bells, essentially. We'll hear the bells. People are they can't see but so much from that distance. They'll see the few people that were moving around. The kid has already been moving the flock back into the protection of the building. People are starting to amble back in.
Oh, why are you giving the zealotry more? It's like Christian God. You know what I mean? It's like she's just vibrating.
She is right, though, sister. We murdered them all now. We spilled weak blood. For the sake of spilling blood. They have no gold, no silver. Their livestock are weak and famished.
He said there is a pure breed.
Oh, we shall take the pure breed. We shall take the pure breed.
Staring. She doesn't disagree. She's just like, I hate every second that I can't burn this place to the ground like zealotry, filthy.
And he'll put a hand
on
on his twin sister's shoulder.
Christians.
Heathens. But let it be known that we shall return when we do.
The next time I go and investigate, not the Shadow Lord.
I did give you the go. It was your choice.
Do you know he's a Shadow Lord?
She thinks he's a Shadow Lord anyway. No, she always thinks he's... The amount of suspicion she's given him, he always thinks he's a Shadow Lord.
Does she just call everyone she doesn't trust a Shadow Lord?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god.
Like, it's very clear that they are absolutely not even a Garu. Shadow Lord.
Just like, you fucking slinky asshole, fucking Shadow Lord ass, blah, 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 blah. Poor kinfolk is like, boo!
Hand-me-down robe. You must be a Shadow Lord.
God damn it, Torna.
No, she just stands there, growling.
Go. At least claim your prize for this. Scouting, sister.
Vaults off the ship like a fucking demon. Like,
For what it's worth, for Car's sake, as the bells ring out, he'll hear, some confusion as people are like, why are you ringing them so early? It's not dinner time yet. And it's obviously some attempt to get people in and safe after the heads up that you have given that there's danger.
He'll get Carl will get the thing of get the boy.
Very well.
Yeah, you just hear Astra, I am coming.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Or like turns, runs, hands up in the air.
Oh shit! Run!
People are filtering in.
Please! I can't.
Garrett's running back towards the monastery. Let me in! Let me in!
Man,
You're in the courtyard. You're still doing your proud stroll out the courtyard, and you do see the boy who is ferrying sheep with the assistance of the dog into. They're holding pens. He's right there doing his shit. It's not like things are super secret hidden. The animal pens are just inside the protection of the gates.
And Karar will come up. We'll go straight to the boy. And as the dog, like, turns to bark at him, Krar will just go, "Ah!" and he will grab the boy. Boy, I've lied to you. You need to learn not to be so trusting of strangers.
You're right in the courtyard, bro. There are a bunch of people there.
Oh, are there?
If you would like to reconsider. Just
Are there a bunch of people?
I mean, yeah, people are just filtering in, like, people are coming from the fields. The gate is just closed behind one of them. I mean, easily enough opened again, but
Mhm.
you are still in that courtyard area where people are putting things away or are getting situated or talking to each other, being like, why is the bell ringing so early?
Listen, boy, if you value your life and the lives of this monastery, you will come with me.
To do God's work, sir? Like,
Yes, because saving lives, that is what God's work is. Will you come with me?
if you say so, sir. Like, kind of glancing to other people, they're like looking
Follow
kind
me,
of
then.
upset. But they're monks.
Giving this kid no option and basically taking him with him. Does he resist?
He's somewhat reluctant, but he's not flailing and screaming. He's looking
Okay.
back like, what, guys? What's going, guys?
And Krar will
Let
open the
himself out
gate
the gate.
and shut it behind him and the boy,
And
and we'll take him out. Boy, don't worry. We're going to see my keeper, Astra. She's not my friend, but don't worry, boy. I'll do whatever it takes to keep you alive.
what, sir? It's like,
I told you, you've been blessed by God. Just not in the way you would imagine.
just for funsies. Like, you can hear a bunch of agitated monks, but they're fucking monks. What do you expect them to do? Pull up a bunch of arms?
for our brother's salvation.
They're taking a minute to really get it together, but you have ample time to walk away. Is Astra just running in Hamid? What is she doing?
She's walking up in Hamid, like, with her axe at her belt and just walking.
On the bright side, you were a good way away. It's a long trail to even the fields and then to the monastery itself. But you are marching with glorious purpose.
I will make that trail. I will double time it. Nothing can stop me.
Oh shit. Okay. So Krar leads the boy, and looks back. Is anyone following him?
There is some hubbub, but weirdly enough, no, nobody follows you out.
Oh, okay. So he will keep taking this boy.
And yeah, this kid is being pulled along, and he's like, I can walk. I can, kind of shoves at the hand. He's finally starting to kind of stroll along, but assumes that he is now to be a vampire hunter. What a wonderful life! It'll be so exciting.
Well, he kind of is.
Dude, this kid is basically Bad Luck Brian. Like,
Oh
he's being pulled along and finally, bats the hands off, but he's being just dragged along, and what he's got on, he's like, but sir, shouldn't we have brought provisions? Like,
oh, don't worry, boy. We won't need provisions. Don't worry. And Krar will find a place by basically he'll ask Astra, where are you?
En route. You will see me. I mean,
Boy, if you value your life, just do whatever this woman says.
Probably do see her in the distance, like a quaking ball of rage. You can even feel it off in the distance. It's like, oh.
Boy, do you see that woman?
yes, sir.
Whatever you do, don't piss her off. I will protect you. I will protect you as much as I can, but it's not going to be much. Let's step behind this building just in case. And he will take him behind the building.
What building? These are the fields. All the buildings are inside the inside the gate.
This is all field. Is there like a patch of woods or something?
Perhaps there's some offside, but you guys would have to go kind of off route. It's pretty clear from here to the coast. It's just distant enough that they can't really see you lot. They're not exactly on the lookout for assault by sea.
In that case, Krar will just keep taking the boy down to Astra.
Poor kid.
Walks up like, are we going to be a vampire hunter? Oh,
yeah, pretty much. Just going on in German, asking questions, trying to get excited, as opposed to, because that was kind of weird and scary. But this is exciting, right? It's fine.
Yeah, boy. We're gonna be vampire hunters. Just look at the flowers. Just look at the flowers.
Oh my god. What is
Oh,
this?
no. Craw isn't
Look at
crying.
the rabbit,
Just like,
boy. Look at the rabbit.
But yeah, I'm assuming eventually the quaking ball of Zealotry
It'll probably be
arrives.
like right on the edge of the fields, because there's a pretty good distance from there to the fields, and then there's a good bit of fields before you even get to the gates. So that'll be at the edge of the fields as she marches up, and this kid's just looking up like wide-eyed, like, whoa. Because you are not dressed like a monk, or even like this guy. You were dressed pretty wild.
I mean, imagine for a fucking villager, she looks fucking horrifying with all the
Yeah,
fucking
he's
tattoos.
just wide-eyed, like, holy shit.
So as Astra comes up, Astra, I have brought the boy. Don't worry, he is completely fine. There is no reason to harm him or me, or him or
What
me.
language are they using there, buddy? Because I bet it's not German.
Or in her language.
The kid looks kind of blank, looking at him, looking at Krar, looking at Astra, looking at Krar, looking at Astra, kind of trying to sidestep behind Krar because what the fuck?
And
She looks
Krar will
horrifying.
allow him to step behind him. No, wait a minute, Astra. No, wait a minute, Astra. Whoa, please.
The best part is Astra hasn't moved. She's just staring. Move aside.
Now, Astra,
Let
I
me
know you are searching for the perfect specimen.
cry.
But yes.
Move.
Oh. And Krar will turn to the boy before he steps aside, and he will say in German, "Now don't worry, boy. She won't hurt you. She all she wants to do is take a look at you." And then he will step aside and keep one hand safely on the boy's shoulder for the boy's protection.
And yeah, he's like, let's face it, you pulled him right out. He's probably even still got the shepherd's crook, and he's just looking at Astra like, whoa.
Hey.
Very homespun.
Are you a vampire hunter?
She is needlessly intense, and she has rage, and he may be a kinfolk, but that's still a lot of rage. She real intense.
I have to roll perception parmalurge on this guy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because I'm saying with Warders of Men, I figure it's kind of weak considering it costs double and everything.
Sure. My 3 dice.
Dope.
I botched. Oh no, this is gonna go so bad. I botched.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell even happens with a botch.
What's the complete opposite of what I would normally smell? Like, that's the thing.
No, it's not even just smell, it's more than that.
Like with the success, I would know he's a kinfolk and he has this much pure breed. So I botched. What would be the worst possible outcome? Or the funniest? Or
I'm trying to think. You know what? It's time for shit to get hilarious. You don't catch pure breed. In fact, you look at him and you get the weirdest, something about that really pale, that's not even blonde. He's so pale. Not he's not an albino. He's got normal brown eyes, but you get the impression that he's been blessed by Luna. Look at him.
I was about to say Metis. We're like, oh god.
Nope, not Metis. Just I mean, come on, if he was a Metis, but no. No, you're convinced that this boy is got some sort of, is touched by Luna somehow. Clearly, kind of like today's eyes. This is a sign that he has been,
Well then, okay then. The boy is now met face to face with Astra as she sniffs him, boom.
He does the very slight lean back, the. Ugh.
She will reply in her native language. You did not tell me he was marked by Luna.
And Krar, I couldn't tell.
She just gives Krar a look and this pat on the head, like, of course you couldn't. Internally, like, you filthy shadow lord. You know what I mean? He will do. Bring him. Actually, no. She'll just grab him by the collar and just pull, essentially.
There's kind of a yelp, and then like in German, it's like, well, what now? What's happening?
And Krar like like lets him take a few steps ahead and then follows. Boy, you are about to be forced to break your vows of celibacy, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You're young, you'll recover.
What? Looking at Astra like what?
Congratulations, boy! You are now a husband.
What?
He starts panicking. Like what?
Look
What?
over as she's walking, not oblivious to all this, because she hears.
Yep.
She will say, "Tell him he will become into servitude. Proper men of station."
Congratulations, boy! You are now going to be a Viking noble.
What?
Sorry, I couldn't do anything to help you.
The kid starts panicking more.
I really
shoving
tried.
the hand on his, like trying to pull her hand off his collar. Like,
oh, don't do that, boy! Don't do that, boy! You are going to be hurt, boy. Just don't do this.
She feels the tug, and there's this like cold stare that turns back. She stops. Have you not explained to him?
he's still kind of panicked,
Krar
trying
will-
to pull the
Krar
hand
will
off
go
of
in
his
front of the
collar.
boy. Krar will come in front of the boy. Ah, boy. There's a lot of explaining that's going to have to take place, but first, I have to show you exactly what kind of blessing you will be given by God. And Krar will go into Krynos.
Stare.
And you see, and in High Tongue, even though he can't understand it just yet. And you see, boy, this is exactly the kind of blessing you will receive.
Here's the funny thing. In Krynos, I believe you can manage the occasional, like, it's hard. You can usually only manage 1 or 2 words at a time, but you can speak. It's just gravelly and gross, and it's very difficult.
Oh, in that case, he will look upon the boy. God blessed.
He, like, reels back a bit. It's very possible that Astra's going to get tugged down if she's holding on, because he, like, stumbles back, trips, flops on his ass, like, "Bah!"
Oh my God, the people at the monastery, if they're looking, oh my God!
Delirium everywhere.
But luckily, you are a good cry away. So whatever's happening, well, it is happening over there. But this
Okay.
kid has fallen on his butt like, "Buh!"
Whoa!
Astra takes a slight tumble.
His eyes are enormous.
Takes a long breath. Krar,
Yes, in High Tongue. Yes.
explain to him that he will be a slave. For his tribe, people are weak, and I have conquered them. Explain it in a way that he understands, and if I see one more bumble, turns, probably does that gif expression that just conveys, I will fucking massacre you.
So, Krar will shift down to Homid, and he will be looking at Astra like, and then he'll look to the boy. So, boy, my friend is from farther north. Congratulations, you are a slave, but your sacrifice will save the rest of the monastery.
He takes one good look at Krar and one good look at Astra, and
This has been the most clusterfuck thing I've ever been a part of. It's amazing.
he's taking a surprise round.
Oh no. Yeah, by all means. By all means.
It's gonna be comical, but let's see.
Meanwhile, on the boat, Arn assumes the thinking position.
I have a clever plan.
Sister!
I am thinking a plan, Mayor. Please do not hump my face while I'm doing this.
Go on, swing it, Katie.
He's like, I need
This is
need
about
to
to
look
get so
fake.
fucking real. He's on the ground though, so I do have that advantage.
You do. You have a distinct advantage here. He's just a scared kid, and he's got a shepherd's crook still in his hand. And it's not even gonna be. He's
Oh,
just
no.
gonna bonk you real good.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh,
Well, how about that blood eagle?
Yep.
Arn, please.
Just wait, I'm waiting. I'm sitting there waiting.
I'm having to look up fucking weapon.
It'd probably be a +1, I would imagine.
Provides weapon.
Yeah, it'd be a
Plus
+1.
it's
one or
essentially a
plus two.
staff.
It is.
Yeah, it'd be a +1, yeah. +1. Thank God he's on the fucking ground.
I was figuring it would be on here, and it would tell me what the diff was. There we go. Okay, it's standard diff. So he's a fucking kid. I imagine he's got like, yeah, he whiffs. He just kind of like goes to like, it's obviously kind of panicked, but he kind of goes to bonk her arm like the get off type of thing. And actually, yeah, that's flat out botch. He like tries to bonk, and like the staff like hits her, like it hits her arm, but not hard. It's just the second it makes impact, you can tell he's kind of shaky handed because it pops right out of his one hand that it's been held in, and then whirls around because there was more momentum on the bottom half he was holding, and actually like using her arm as a pivot smacks him in the fucking face. And let's just for lols. Smacks him really good in the face, but he actually takes it like shit. But
Okay.
yeah, it clocks him right in the head. It like pivots on her arm. The one end he was holding flies around, and the top end comes back and yeah, cracks him in the head, and he kind of gives a head shake, but looks up
spent
again
two
in
rage.
even greater horror, like uh-oh.
I spend 2 rage.
Oh god.
I take out my axe.
Oh my god. Fucking kinfolk, why? I mean, you've got rage action. The best he can do when you go for the axe is like try to mad scramble. He's obviously just terrified.
I swing.
Astra, have mercy. Wait.
I'll say you're there if you want to take an action.
No. Now wait, Astra. Wait. Rolling. So, Katie, my manipulation thing is getting out of trouble. Would this come into play?
Yes.
Funny thing is, I've already swung.
You've already swung?
I already rolled it. Spend rage,
Well,
swing.
it's too late now. It doesn't matter.
It's a challenge. Like I'm a fan.
I mean, it's not exactly a worthy opponent. He literally hit himself.
Doesn't matter. He has to learn, Katie.
I mean, he's not going to learn much when he did.
His ancestors will learn.
Learn.
I see how many successes you got there.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the damage on the axe?
On an axe. Look, you guys still have the thing up.
Hatchet.
Hatchet? Strength +2. It's also diff 5 on a hatchet.
Oh.
Hatchets are small.
Oh.
So yeah, if it's a little hand hatchet instead of a proper...
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
kill the shit out of him.
There you go. Oh my.
Yeah, you
One,
one-shot him.
2.
What's he gonna
3,
do?
4. 1. How much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
That's 7.
7. Yeah, 7 straight lethal. Just bam.
This kid's not wearing armor. Actually, let's see if like clothes even count, but
No, they don't.
Yeah,
If
he's
Can
not wearing armor.
please,
Like I said,
please, no, dude.
Like right, like he gets him right in the neck and just twists.
Yeah.
Like, blood sprays all over her face and everything.
Astra, why?
He
He's
attacked
dead.
me. He attacked me. That was a challenge. Turns and looks at Krar. Consider his death on your conscience. But you failed to explain to him what was about to happen.
You know, Astra, I really tried. Some people just don't learn.
Indeed.
She considers everything a challenge, Katie.
Huh.
It doesn't mean it's good logic. She'll message her brother.
Kinfolk is dead.
Well, I guess I can never come here again.
you can feel Dite's eye roll over the link.
Add it to the list of places I can never come back to.
Do people actually react to the fact that they just completely fucking decimated this thing? This person?
Dude, he's a human. Who the fuck cares?
I mean,
No,
your crowd,
but-
your crowd, no.
No, but like the fucking monastery.
Suddenly, 4 Krynos come at us. Whoa, let's fucking get out of here.
Quite a way away.
They are quite a way away. Doesn't mean
Away.
it doesn't mean nobody's watching. It doesn't mean nobody took note. Roll some perception alertness, both of you.
Good. Oh no.
Oh, Krar is also facing the
2.
monastery.
Well, she's looking right at them when she did it. It's like,
Oh, okay.
2.
That's going to be 2. Oh, 4. Wow, I actually have a dice pool for this one.
Well, you both
One
got at
success.
least one success at the higher diff. It's not the monastery you got to worry about. Remember how I said there were woods? They were just offside and a bit of a tangent away at the point you're at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not empty.
Good.
You see at least one lupus body slinking through, fucking making eyes at you.
Can I
Astra,
roll?
I really, really tried to.
All you hear is Guru through the backlink.
And actually, no, it's not even lupus, it's Hispo.
Yeah, you just hear Guru through the backlink.
Aaron leaves the thinking position.
So is
Damn
this
it,
coming
no!
off? Is this coming off in the standoff type situation, Katie?
It's definitely you are being fucking watched, and you can tell if only because that is a Hispo and not a lupus that they're not just watching anymore. They're thinking about it.
I'd take Krynos and I stand. It's like almost like, come on, big boy, if you're coming at me. And I will roll some intimidation if you need me to. I'll roll that charisma intimidation. Don't even
You can
care.
roll to look like a baller.
I will roll up to look like a baller because I am.
Standing all by your twosies.
All by my twosies. My itty bitty twosies. I wait for my pack mate to get here because I'm pulling off some shit. I'll spend willpower on it as well because.
Man, you're gonna
2
make me do some
successes.
shit.
2 successes.
Oh, they see you. They see you standing like you a big bad something over the corpse of a half-grown boy.
Why do you always kind of make it so horrible?
Because it is horrible.
I know it is. I totally know it's horrible, but still.
My God.
That's the beauty of the
Florida,
reality of it is that you're
killed a
just
13-year-old.
Yeah. Yep. But she would send a message as she's doing this. She's like, if you're coming, brother, move now.
Aaron leaves the thinking position. He tells everybody to stay. He's going for a walk. A very enthusiastic walk.
Dite throws him a look.
Dita throws him a look. His wife follows. No, honey, you must stay. But there's raiding to be done.
Oh, honey, I'm going for a walk, an enthusiastic walk. Stay the fuck here. Detain, detain my wife.
But we need our theory.
What need the theories for? No, he just literally gets up.
She just threw the link. She's like, how many?
One so far, probably more. He's thinking about it.
Yeah. Aaron makes his
Wolves are
way.
not unheard of in this day and age, this close to fucking civilization.
But he's a hispo.
I know. It's a
hispo.
scary, scary howl. It's
Yeah.
a real big howl.
Krar is going to put his hands up
It's echoed.
toward the, dude. Don't worry, Astra. I'll take care of this.
Stay where you are.
And Krar stops.
It's echoed again from the other side.
Look, Aaron's moving with speed now.
And again on the other side.
Oh, lovely. Krar does.
How many we counting?
So far, 4. 2 from one side of the trail, 2 from the other. Admittedly, it's not like the woods are right up alongside the trail. They will have to break cover to come at you. But you're hearing at least 4.
She'll say back 4.
And I need to start looking up things to roll because you're a bad person.
Oh my god, dude. Ugh.
I don't know all these gifts by heart, like I should. So, for this guy, first we're gonna roll that, which I believe is one of their, that's one of their highest stats. So, let's see, realistically. Found that. If 8. You're lucky. And then come on, dice. Oh, you're really lucky. So, feel free to both of you perception alertness.
Damn, 3.
That goes to the defender.
Perception alertness. That's 4.
Do I get to roll this, or am I still too far?
You're going to take a round or 2 to get there.
That's cool.
But you are at least in motion. Dite is actually about a round behind you. Because, yeah, it's cute to say stay and watch the kinfolk, but seriously, though, that's a lot of howling.
Oh, no, he didn't say that.
Oh,
it's kind of
okay.
like, kinfolk, you stay here. This is abuse in business. Flex, nipple shine.
Flex, nipple shine.
Yep.
All right. Then let me quickly look up this roll, even though it shouldn't be able to be done in this form. Gonna do it anyways.
Oh, I see how it is.
It's to your benefit that I'm doing it. How about that?
I'm being sassy, don't mind me.
It helps if I can type.
Dude, I've played too much Total War, so now all I want to do is choose to auto resolve the battle. All I want to do is quick save and auto resolve, and if we fail, reload, auto resolve, reload.
I auto resolve most battles in Total War. I just can't be asked to fight them half the time.
Helps if I remember my shit. I'm pulling up one of your sheets to look at.
Nah, dude. If you want to have some real fucking Like, dude, playing Europa Universalis 4 has taught me, hey, if
Oh,
two factions
yes.
I don't like are aligned, then I can go to war with one of them who has less allies and destroy them both. That's the good shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The dice do not love these guys.
Good.
So what is going to happen is you heard four howls, and then out of nowhere, out of this tall grass, because you are again beyond the agricultural bits, out of this wild like open grass, a furry body launches and slams into Astra, but doesn't manage to do it with quite enough oomph, not quite on angle to drive her to the ground, and continues past and into the grass again. But it was obviously an attempt to drive her to the ground.
Okay. Okay then.
So yeah, Lupus fucking launches, attempts a tackle attack. He fails. So he like kind of skims past her, perhaps not having made amends for her being in Krynos and harder to knock over. So he kind of ricochets off her and is in the grass on the other side of the trail now.
She will turn to Krar very calmly and, well, actually, no, she'll just say very authoritatively, back to back, Krynos, now.
And Krar will shift to Krynos and move to Astra's back. And
So basically, if anyone is going to jump, it's almost like, and she begins a cycle turn, essentially. So if anyone is jumping, they have literally a position to strike it, essentially. Do you know what I mean?
To give him the benefit of a rear attack, you lucky fucker.
But that's basically what she's doing. She'll begin to cycle turn, essentially. She'll spend her action holding it. So if they jump at her, she will be able to, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, no matter how much far I'm moving, I can still see, and Krar will be able to back me up on this. That's essentially what she's doing. Taking steps towards where she knows her brother is coming.
Let's see how well he disappears back into the grass. Yeah, reasonably well.
Oh, man.
But it's sort of like that God of War thing where they just end up cycling back to back, you know what I mean, as they're moving, waiting for Aaron to arrive. Basically putting them in the position where they're going to have to come out of the tall grass and they can face him near the boat, essentially. But she moves back slowly, keeping her eyes watching as she's cycling. Hold my action waiting.
Orna, have you beaten that game yet?
Yes.
Fuck, dude!
Yes, that's basically what I'm doing. Nick knows what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing.
And as you edge along, both in Krynos, you'll finally begin to see and hear as the grass is parting. I'm not going to worry about turns. Arn will be able to run up imminently, but you'll see the grass is parting as other bodies are slinking out of the woods. These ones all in hispo, baring teeth, snarling, growling, kind of pincering in from either side.
How many Vilcans? Still 4 or more?
Well, you're seeing 4, but where that 5th one went, just kind of whoosh.
Yeah, I should mention that. The Dite and Aaron will know that as well. Like, there's a 5th one using the tall grass as cover. Be wary.
All right, I spend 3 rage.
Do you?
My sister is being threatened. My pack is being threatened.
They're being threatened at a bit of a distance, but yes, you can in fact spend 3 rage. These guys are not up in melee range, not by a long shot. They're just trying to
not yet.
Along. You're gonna make me stat a bunch of dudes. I see how it is.
Wait,
you went through dudes.
I did. I will do the thing.
What
do you do with your 3 spent rage, buddy?
So I'm there?
You are now running up, and yeah, you'll see 4 bodies, and they're essentially coming in from either side and kind of curving towards them, like as if putting themselves between the lot of you and that settlement. Snarling, growling, but so far just making a bit of a display. They have not, besides the one, probably the Ragabash, who has disappeared again, none of them have gotten anywhere close yet.
All right. So as Arn's running, obviously making his way there, he's going to take Krynos. I can roll for that if you want.
If you're going to do it mid-run, probably should, as opposed to pausing a minute and shifting up.
Which is Stamina Primal Urge.
Yep.
Oh, I've got a good dice pool for this. Yeah.
I mean, I assume so.
He takes Krynos. He will dump 3 rage, and then would you allow me to spend 1 rage for activate Razor Claws on the run up, or?
Sure. I mean, it's an action. Fuck it.
And Arn, as he kind of makes his way in, will just kind of dive out, full Krynos, claws, beard, and everything, and just kind of jump in front of Sister and Craw, and just let out this booming, guttural howl.
I'm going to echo my brother and activate Visage of Fenris on the first thing I see through that tall grass.
Crar will keep quiet and pretend he doesn't exist. Also, he will be ready to dodge.
Do you want me to roll for that, Katie?
Who are you targeting? I assume you need to, like, do a thing? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see. Because you said they're creeping through the tall grass and
Well,
snarling.
they're visible. The four of them are in Hispo. They're big enough to be visible, but they are keeping enough of a distance. They're out of combat range unless you're going to spend an action to get to them. So,
I'm activating Visage Defenders to almost like start scurrying them back. Essentially, it's more like this is tactical warfare. Essentially, you know.
Yep. Let me just go and actually look at it. Tribe.
As Sonic booms out of the woods in front of everybody. Like, hello, I'm the Arun.
For the sake of, let me make a visual aid roll fast, because it will probably help at least a little. Boop. That. And do that. And where's my fucking stylus? Oh, there it is. So what we got going on here is we got basically got some woods and shit. I should probably have put that a little closer together. Okay, we got woods. We got some woods. We've got this awesome settlement over here somewhere. We've got agricultural nonsense poop. We've got this fabulous beach down here. And then we've got our path, road, whatever. And then basically it goes down here to a nice set of beach. You guys are probably set up over here. So it's well away there. And then the way these guys are going is they're basically coming out of the wood line and kind of ambling this way to kind of try to drive you while you guys are heading along.
Mm-hmm.
So there's grass and whatnot. There's bodies. They're not all up on your business yet, but they're obviously making a threat display and trying to be defensive of the territory.
Yeah, and we can see them coming, right? Just
yeah,
so
you can see them.
All right.
I'm gonna assume that you came up like this way or some shit.
Yeah. So as they're forming a circle, I'm assuming Dite is running in as well with Aaron.
Yeah, Dide's running as well. She's just said fuck it and spent a rage for Krynos.
So when they run in, Aaron hits the front, and then Astra opens up. So basically, Dite like literally slides in the middle, like battle positioning, essentially. You know, fully professional, like they've done this 1,000 times. And I am going to activate Visage Defenders on this. We're going to keep this fucking warfare up.
Okay.
Because they attacked first.
Do we gain a rage for beginning of combat?
As we all jump in together, we form the pose.
You're not getting your force. Get the fuck out.
I get 2 successes on that.
We are the Ginyu Force! No, we are the Fenris Force!
But yeah, I get 2 successes on Visage on the first thing that tries to even get a bit more jumpy. I let a deep guttural snarl at it. I look scary. Rawr.
And they continue to stay back, pausing mid-stride, still displaying snarls, but they cease advancing for the moment. As far as you can tell, none of them straight turn tail and dip out. But they do halt the advance, still bristled, still snarling. All in Hispo.
To the packling, she doesn't say anything out loud. What do we do?
In high tongue, Krar is going to say, like, out loud, not over Packlink. Okay. Yes, we killed one of your people, but surely we can offer you some kind of deal. And we can all be friends.
Astra will just see on the Krynos face of Aeon this gif. As he turns back and through the pack link, you just hear, "Worthy blood."
Krar. She said very calmly to over Packlink. Krar. Get them to come closer in an offer of friendship.
They are looking no less hostile, but still are not advancing. They have just kind of arrayed themselves, obviously, between you and the settlement.
Krar is going to shift down to Homid. Just take his time. See! Still in high tongue. See! There is no reason to be adversarial. Come. We will merely talk.
And one of them just kind of sharply barks out, because it's Hispo. There's no real other good way to communicate, but one of them just kind of snaps out. Leave.
Leave? Oh, okay.
Another snaps out, do not return. All in high tongue.
Oh, okay, give me one moment. And in Packlink, it's like, Astra, Arn, can we go now? Let's just leave these people in peace so we don't start another tribal war. I will roll as much manipulation as I need.
Worthy blood.
Feel free to roll manipulation expression to try to convince your beta and alpha.
Okay.
To see how compelling an argument you can make.
And my alpha. Oh god. No expression, dude. So
unless you want to use it, be convincing through lies, expression is to appeal. You would have to have subterfuge to fucking
That's
mislead.
a good argument, because I'm going to say one thing that might just trump everything.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So let's see what you say first, and then say it and roll it.
All right. So. Oh, okay. So at diff 7, 3 successes. Oh wait, getting out of trouble. 4 successes. I'm sorry.
Say it. What do you say?
How are you convincing them?
So, over Packlink. Okay. So here is one cunning plan. First, we leave. Then we tell our people what happened. And then we can come back with 1,000 longships full of people and slaughter this whole region.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fenris will be pleased, and the Warders of Men will know never to mess with Fenrir ever again. Simple as that. And there will be much more loot by the time we come back.
All you get through the pack link is Fenrir would shun us for walking away from a worthy fight. I am on charges.
No, don't charge. We need the fucking. We need the
Yes,
shield.
charge the Forgaroo. That will go great.
Actually, before Aaron starts to charge, I'm gonna activate Call of the Wild to make them charge us, so we're in a defensible position. Essentially, I'm using battle tactics as much as I can.
I'm an Aaron. I am a mad person. You just insulted my Fenrirness. Time to go die a worthy death.
I will activate Call of the Wild almost as a direct provocation for them to charge us. Because we're in a good defensible position. We've actually done our job as Vikings. And I get like fucking 3 successes to like call, you know what I mean? Like open provocation, like bring it, motherfucker, you know, running at us essentially.
All right, we're going to do these things in initiative because it is probably easier that way. But as I'll let you get the Call of the Wild off, but in return, let me quickly check a thing.
Should have activated my gifts.
Eeny meeny. So first off, 1 will be Astra, 2 will be Arn. Actually, yeah. So it will be Arn. Arn, what is your willpower?
7. 6, actually, sorry, 6. My bad. What's that?
That is distractions. What happens is in response to Astra, of course, being a good Galliard, lets off a Call to the Wild. Their Galliard, in turn, is kind of hip-hopping mockingly back and forth between his 2 front paws, kind of doing a little like, yeah, you think you're so bad dance, and starts making like little yips and snips and howls and basically mocking the shit out of you.
If I may, you said that he was hip hopping. Say 1, 2, 3. Say 3, 2, 1. Because the waters of man are down to have fun.
So for the next 3 turns, you are down 4 dice on your dice pools.
Who is me?
Yes, you.
Whoa. Oh, shit.
And we should probably roll initiative if you guys are going to do your charge. This is the initial furrows. They are not going to initiate attack. You get all fucking amped up to charge. She howls to back you. How many successes did you get, Torna?
3.
And what howl are you doing?
Howl of War. You know, the
Giving
basically
rage?
I'm just basically trying to provoke them into charging us because it's more fucking tactical than running at them. But probably Howl of Rage, probably for more rage. But she ain't moving. If Aaron starts to charge, she won't move. Like, you know, it's that type of thing.
Let me look up my house. And let's roll willpower for someone since you're provoking them essentially. Well, okay. That's actually a pretty good one. Let's roll a couple more. At least the 2 highest rage people. They do pretty good on the willpower. So they do not immediately lunge, but you have definitely made them angry. And yes, let us do initiative. I figure out
Okay.
for these guys.
Oh, Jesus.
I count for initiative as well or not?
No, no. You get initiative as normal. It's only one die.
And Karar gets an amazing total of 9.
Yeah, initiative for us is great.
Why don't you roll for today? To be fair, I'm not giving them a boost. They'll be going last. And then in Chronos, it is what plus. Okay. So they'll be going after you. Mark who is who. All right. So you all have initiative on them. You can initiate attack. They're looking agitated. They maybe with that call got themselves into range, so you no longer have to take an action to get at them. But they haven't lunged yet. You've got first action if you want it.
Astra will say, should we?
You know there's a fifth one out there too. You still
Yeah,
cannot
that's
see him.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you guys didn't want to go with Karar's plan, so I mean, Arn attacks, dude.
Well, like I said, we got our initial house done. We've rolled initiative. It is Arn's move. If you want to initiate combat, you can definitely lunge and initiate.
The Aaron, what can I do?
I mean, I told you, dude. We will
You
come
told me.
back.
You were telling the Fenrir with Spirit Heritage 4 Fenris to run.
I was not telling him to run. I was telling him to leave.
Yeah.
To gather reinforcements.
However, if you want to fight, we can have a fight.
We could engage in a fighting retreat.
You could.
No sense of that wouldn't technically be a loss of honor, you know. We are only Cleats and we are outnumbered. It takes great courage to fight back. You know what I mean? It's like it's not outright running. We don't have to there are different ways we can work around it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say that. Like,
and remember, your totem does not expect you to take every challenge.
Yeah, we're not actually following Fenris. That's the thing.
No, but I told you I was making a hand character. He's not losing Fenrir Spirit Heritage. I don't want to lose that shit.
You're not. I will tell you, I'm not that dick.
I don't think you will. Even Fenris is like, bro, you're only a clay still. You know what I mean?
Well, and again, it's Spirit Heritage. It's not something you just lose willy nilly.
Yeah, you have to do some pretty heinous shit, I think, to lose Spirit Heritage.
Yeah. You can continue. You have put on a brave front. Initiative starts when you start it. You have it set. But if you would like to continue, like backing, you can.
I will hold my action as Aaron takes frontal position, and it will hold.
He's got essentially, if you're moving away, he's essentially got rear guard. You're between everyone else and them, I assume.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I am the wall.
I mean, it's got to do something for his ego, because again, they're kind of gathering on that side, but like on that end of the trail. They're not trying to circle you up. They're just obviously trying to drive you out.
think it's Krar next.
Krar is going to very slowly start stepping away from the monastery, down the path very slowly so that his companions have to follow him if they want to stay in a defensive formation.
Yeah, you guys can totally take a bristling defensive formation and continue moving. It does make a difference because it makes the difference of whether or not that Ragabash takes a pot shot.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking as well. She'll form up defensively and tap her brother to I'm going back, and we'll form up defensively again. Keeping mainly Dite protected because we need a Theurge.
Yeah, he'll backpedal.
Let's see what Dite is doing. Dite! Not any of that. And actually, Dite is going to join in on this whole Visage of Fenris thing to keep them at bay. We'll say she's got not enough. It fails. She does she stays in the Creamy Nougat Center where she is meant to. Stays in motion with the rest. Kind of pitches a nasty snap and snarl back, but the gift doesn't activate to accompany it. But it's still putting on a good face. And so long as you guys remain in motion, they will follow for a couple steps and then start letting you get some distance.
And Krar keeps moving. Very calmly, betraying his panic. But he's moving.
I'm assuming eventually all cycle right to the boat, essentially.
Basically, once you get a little bit down the path and it's clear that you're moving that way, they will stop following. They're still bristling. They're still snarling and snapping. They're still putting on a show. And especially as you get a little distance from them, you finally see that fifth one pop up behind them.
I'm aiming my Visage of Fenris right at him as a final, fuck you, essentially.
He pops up like an asshole. Everyone's in Hispo except him. He's in Lupus. He's got the wag going.
If specialties count, I get fucking 4 successes on authoritative.
I don't think they do on gifts, sadly.
I get 2 at least right on him. Like a deep snarl.
He, for what it's worth, he isn't nearly as stoic as the others managed to be, and kind of does a skitter a couple steps, kind of scrambles back a bit, hops, snaps a bark after him, but it's yeah, I'm big from back here. He actually visibly responds by being nope. Okay, so from here, yeah, I'm Every time you shoot a glare at him, he's I'm just gonna back up a couple steps. That seems better. Yeah.
We back up to the boat, I'm assuming.
Yep, and yeah. Between spamming Visage of Fenris and moving in the direction they want, they finally leave off. And especially as you start back towards the boat, you deviate off the path towards the beach. They finally back off entirely and turn to trot back up the trail to where the boy was left, bleeding out horribly, arterially, spurt.
No, better yet, as we leave, he changes. First change.
I was gonna, but I forgot to roll it, and you one-shotted. I should have just rolled him a rage heal.
No, he passed his rage heal. He is now a warder of men.
He's too late. I forgot in the moment. I was too excited by the fact that Torna just one-shot that kid like a baller.
Damn it.
Astrid
Fucking
just slaughtered that poor kid. That was beautiful. No, they finally break off. They obviously aren't interested in squabbling with Fenrir. They made a territorial stand.
They're probably surprised that we respected their territory.
They're very surprised at that work.
Huh?
Don't worry. Like up the trail somewhere, they're like, "Holy shit, man!"
Yeah, like, holy shit, dude, they killed our kin and they just left? What the fuck? Then they go to the monastery. They
They're
stole a
gonna
book
be
and
like,
a crucifix
"Guys,
and did this? Holy
shit's
shit.
gonna get real. We need walls. We need real walls, guys. We need
So-
some walls."
No,
When they
what
get
they're gonna say is we need to get the local lord to bring his men down here. That's what we need.
When they get back to the boat, finally, the Krynos form of Astra grabs Krar by the throat, like lifting him up, essentially. You didn't tell us they were in the woods.
Astra, I didn't see any of them.
Immediately looks at her brother because he's the alpha. You know what I mean? Like, just holding Krar above her hand, like literally above her.
And the effect is worn off.
Which effect?
The distractions that got pitched on Arn.
He's standing there in hot mode, and you can just see he's bristling. That
Astra,
rage.
please.
He doesn't say anything. He just stands there at the head of the boat, just looking out over that monastery, just stoic as fuck as his hair wisps in the wind.
Astra, please. Let me explain. Now wait a minute, Astra. I can explain.
And for what it's worth, Dite will, I assume, is Astra still, I assume, in Krynos?
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll have a hand, just kind of touch on her shoulder, not trying to force her to let him down by any means. Just the hand on the shoulder. If he hadn't messed up, we wouldn't have known they were there, would we? We would have come back thinking it was easy pickings.
Like, she gets out this visible, like, and just fucking slams you down, essentially. Just into the sand. And just, like, shifts down to Hamid, like, relaxing.
Annoyed Theurge will glance down at the poor Ragabash in the sand. Did you get anything worthwhile?
And
Or is this a wasted trip?
They had one treasure. I filched it.
and he will pull out the rosary, the little crucifix.
Got that off the abbot. They'll get more next year. We're not coming back.
He snatches it up off him, like right out of his hand. Big old Krynos claws just skim. She actually picks up the cross and seeing as it's the largest part of it, brings it up to her maw, kind of bites it, glances at it. Enough to keep Drake sated for now.
Astro just walk over and lay like a hand on her brother's shoulder very slowly, very gently.
He straightens his back as you do. Doesn't say anything.
We'll come back.
We'll come back. Then none survive.
None. Astra just kind of walks off and sits off by herself, brooding essentially after that.
I will not be humiliated by sheer man filth. We will be back.
For what it's worth, the kinfolk are like, man, we are so busy with this boat right now. Though, admittedly, here and there, one will peel away. You know, Maya comes around trying, just offering a drink in front of Arn. The Skolson brothers do the same both to Astra.
They get ignored. Like, just no, not even speaking, just brooding essentially.
Krar.
Go on, Nick.
Oh, all Krar does is, like crawl over to the boat and hoist himself in.
And just for fun, Torna, roll me perception alertness while you're sulking. And actually Arn too, since he's pointedly glaring back that way.
2.
Do 2, Tom. Give me it.
1.
Yep, that's enough. Yeah, Arn will just briefly catch a glimpse of that Raggy again. Hilariously, the thing that really gets him is Astra like shoots some glares off like she do, and since she hit him with the visage, like he thinks he's been spotted and kind of scampers. Just keeping an eye type thing. You see him kind of like ugh, and dip.
And Arn will turn.
Tail
Take a
tucked in
step.
everything. Just nope. Sorry.
He'll turn and take a step down off the front of the boat. And what did you say about Maya?
Oh, she basically just came around and offered a drink in front of him, wordlessly, not trying to shake him out of his sulk or anything, just held out a horn for him.
He turns and looks down at her. The brimming, boiling rage is kind of thrown backwards a bit as he just lets out the gleaming smile and takes the horn and downs it all.
She finally resolves into an equally toothy smile.
No matter. More time to celebrate. Yeah, he will pick her up and make his way to the back of the boat.
Koala mode engages. Dite, meanwhile, is again putting on those very heavy leather gloves, picking up the fire dish and moving it back onto the deck.
Yeah, I mean, Astra doesn't say anything to anybody. She just fucking sits there, you know. Like, she's just genuinely miserable because it's like, fuck, man. Do you know what I mean? She feels like, no, I'm not the cool Fenrir anymore.
No. Don't worry, the Skolson brothers are actually squabbling again because she would have taken mine if you weren't there. Meh.
No, she doesn't even engage. She's just very quite withdrawn. She feels like a complete chump, you know. Feels like she's not good enough for that Fenrir right statements that she's been going on with all the time. So yeah, it's just silent. Just silence on this whole trip unless anyone like.
Gross.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of got, these big bad Fenrir kind of got made looks like bitches, really.
Exactly that.
It's hard for the Fenrir to be cheerful after that. So it's a very morose boat ride back, I would imagine.
sooner or later, as the kinfolk shove off, Dide will come around and plunk down beside Astra. As I reach over. Why not a tale of a longer victory? They're always the bloodiest.
I'm not in the mood for tales.
She glances out over the crew. The kinfolk are definitely rendered nervous by the mood. Perhaps they are.
Just stand up slowly, you know. Very well.
Meanwhile, Krar getting a look because, god damn it, you're the Ragabash. Do something funny.
I'll make a fucking performance roll. See how I do with this. I mean, she tells a good story with 2 successes. Pretty good.
Yep, she do. She ends up, and again, it's a tale of a long won victory. So something about essentially a war fought on several battles, many times being stilted, and then the final victory of sweeping in with greater men, greater numbers, decimating the enemy entirely. And
Yes.
of course, the Kinner are elbowing and rowing more firmly.
Asher resumes the sulk position because she doesn't believe a single fucking word of that about herself at the minute. You know, and plonk. Like afterwards, you know, like, of course, being all cordial with the kinfolk, but then sits back down in a very silent vigil, you know, staring out at the sea. Essentially. Don't know what the rest are doing.
Krar, for his part, oh, what a fantastic journey. Sure, he almost got killed. Sure, he almost got gutted. Sure, he almost got found out. But you know what? As he, you know, like turns to one side in the boat, he smiles to himself because, well, everyone else might think whatever of him, but he smiles, not because of the trouble he got in, but because of the book that he's stolen away.
Condite will at least make a hell of a show of offering the both declaring, you know, essentially damnation on these Christian people, these Christian men, and victory for Fire Drake. Vengeance for Fire Drake. They will burn, and casting this thing into the dish. Watching it melt several times, pulling out, displaying it as it becomes more and more distorted, twisted. And I suppose, would you guys like to do more as you get back? Because it is not a long way back home.
Probably got a report to the fucking wormfo about how, yeah, I'd imagine.
And of course, you will be welcomed home. And there's no odd behavior to you not coming home with spoils, because that is not necessarily what you were sent to do. You know, you'll be welcome back. The kin will help reel in the ship, let you guys get off, disembark, and go about your way.
Oh, good. Because Krar will go back to his little Krar's loft. You know, the you know, place where he is supposed to be, you know, like the one place where he is supposed to be at home unless he is otherwise summoned, according to Astra. And he is there in his little Krar's loft. And oh, how he loves it up here, because he can look at his book and not be bothered by anybody. That's all Krar does. He looks at his book. What is it, by the way? Is it a Bible or some other kind of work?
Logically, it would either be, I imagine just for the sake of ease, it's probably a Bible that's been, like, ludicrously illuminated.
Dude, I have a Bible. Krar is like Krar has a Bible, y'all.
Oh, Jesus.
At least it's in Latin. Here's hoping no one else can read, buddy. But yeah.
and imagine brother and sister are walking up to the wormfoe.
Sure.
And he's there. He's freed himself up. So that, especially if nothing else, as you have been coming into port, like, has made himself available and visible. Looking expectantly between the both of you. And what did you find?
Order of men.
Number of Gauraya. Little
Reaches up.
spoils.
Starts kind of combing the fingers thoughtfully through his beard. How many?
5.
Glances over the kinfolk, glances over the lot of you. No spoils? Nothing of worth, you say?
Krar said there wasn't any.
I will give him a proper shaking myself later. Did any of the rest of you see inside?
No. He said he would go alone and kept the link hidden from himself. We were told to wait at the ship.
And I knew the settlement was small, was new, was young. What kind of manpower do they have? What kind of soldiers did you see?
Nothing other than the Gauri.
And for what it's worth, Detays, come with you, and we'll offer out to the wormfoe the slag that remains of the crucifix. He at least seems to recognize that it was at some point a rosary, albeit it's a melted, nasty, gnarled situation at this point. He just looks disgusted. You see his nose wrinkle. Pitches it back to her after a moment. Christians. No matter. You said only 5.
5.
Good.
5 we saw.
Kind of. The eyebrow kind of comes up for a second, but he nods. Solid point. What kind of gestures idly, kind of in a dismissive way? What did you see of them?
Ragabash. Galliard. Probably possibly a ruins there. They were using the woods as cover. Came in from a flanking position. The Ragabash was using the long grass to coordinate strikes.
So not completely stupid, but still all they have. Why the Warders of Men waste their time with these Christians?
It doesn't make any sense why there would be a hole. One there for one particular thing.
He finally heaves himself down into his seat, gesturing them to do the same. There, I imagine there's, easy places to park down various logs and just, yeah. Was it... He kind of glances over to Dite, who's still kind of idly thumbing the remains of the rosary. Was it a church?
Monastery. Larger. More fortified walls.
He kind of squints, thoughtful for a moment. Men and women? Questioning.
Looked like more like men from what Carrere said.
These men... The orders of men place too much value on books. Things that can burn. These men... Hmm?
She just nods.
These men were... If it was a monastery, there were probably men there, binding, writing. It seems that, from my experience at least, the only things they are good for is writing and brewing ale. But books are delicate. The orders of men, though. He shakes his head. Place too much value on these things, these human things. Stretches. They mean to see these books spread.
What are your orders?
Until we know if there's more than one pack in the vicinity, we will watch the roads and do away with the books they send. Perhaps it will draw them away from the monastery. He scratches his beard again. It's a shame there isn't more to take. But so be it. Kind of shoots a side glance. Kinfolk? Anything of worth.
There was kinfolk there, but they raised arms.
Shame. Just kind of shrugs it off. Oh, I will go and shake your Ragabash myself if I have to. But for now, at least we know that there's a pack in the area. There are other more valuable settlements than that one.
Will that be all, Raya?
Yes, go on. Kind of makes a shooing motion.
Aaron turns and begins to walk out.
The Astra just slowly stands up and follows.
Of course, Aaron did not sit, for he is untamable.
By your measly chairs.
Fuck your chairs. I do not listen to your measly commands of sitting. I sit where I please. Sits on table.
You were able to leave the Wormfoe's proximity.
Takes a shit on his table.
You do not take a shit on the Wormfoe's table.
But he walks out.
Yeah, Astra just walks out as well and goes off on her own for a while. Doesn't really chat to anybody.
No. Well then. We'll hunt individuals down later, I think. At least for the moment. Unless any of you would like to talk to someone else.
No.
Oh. And I think for now, we'll call it there. With perhaps not the most glorious, but certainly successful recon.